Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew and welcome to my channel, but more specifically, welcome back to another Chewy Mew review in the, I forgot what I was saying there. So, in one of the past videos, I showed a review of a Spider-Man figure I got from eBay, and that is the Spider-Man, Trick and Flip and Switch, something, I don't remember the name, but some figure. And I made a custom of that. I said I was going to make the Iron Spider, or the Armored Spider-Man figure. And here he is. This is the Iron Spider-Man figure. Or no. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze there. The Armored Spider-Man. I think it was, I don't know if it was in the comic books. I think it might have been the comics, but I remember seeing it in the 90s cartoon. And I actually had the original version of this. I had the actual Toybiz version, which the articulation was very horrendous. But I thought it was really, really cool. I didn't play with it much. And then I think I lost it or it broke. I think I dropped it in like the lake or something. Like my parents one time we went to the lake with some family and stuff, and I think I dropped it in the lake. And because there was like it's like, moving current and stuff. It took the figure away, and then we could never find it. So that's how I lost the figure. But it was the articulation was kind of horrible, but I thought it looked really cool. It looked kind of bad in retrospect. It didn't look that good, but I don't know. I just really liked that figure, how it looked. I never played with it. Usually it would just be sitting on in my room, just laying down like that, and I didn't really care too much about it. But yeah, unfortunately that happened. So I made a custom of it, and this figure, I think it was like maybe $10 for this, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get that. It's really cheap, and I can make a custom with it. And you can see there's like some paint coming off here. The paint, I don't know why, but this figure, it just didn't take the paint. Like I paint so many coats, and then some spots just didn't take the paint. Like there's some paint spots chipping off here and there, some spots here and there. On the back right there, like it didn't take the paint at all. I kept painting that, and as soon as it dried, and then like I touched it, it came off. Like the paint would just like stickers just came off. Some more paint's coming off there, but I think this came out pretty good. So, so this figure, the reason I decided to buy this one for the custom, there is another figure like this, except it has like, this doesn't have double joints or anything, doesn't have the torso stuff, doesn't have anything, super special. There's another version of this figure, which does have all the good articulation stuff, like I think it has the torso joint still, double bend knee, double bend elbows, you can like move the hands and stuff, the wrists. I think it had magnetic feet. And he had the eyes kind of like this. He had like one of the winking eyes, like kind of like the Deadpool thing. You got one big eye and then the other eye's kind of winking, like when Spider-Man winks and stuff. Um, I don't. I saw that figure and it was like this guy was like $10 and those were like $30. And I don't want to buy a figure for like like $30. I don't want to buy an expensive figure just to customize it. I'd rather buy like a cheap one. This one was like $10, and he looks pretty bulky. The hands are pretty big. The feet are big too. The torso looks very wide, like very narrow here, but then it's very bulky here on the sides. And then I added the head looks good too because it has like a big like the white part of the eyes are pretty small, and then the black part over top is very big, kind of like kind of Deadpool, or yeah, like Deadpool-y. And so the only stuff I added to it was I added some elbow pads here because it's like very armored. I added these like elbow pads. I glued one here and then I glued one here. I took some dried paint and then I attached it here. The same one on this side. The paint comes off there. I don't know what's wrong with this figure. The paint just did not stick. This paint's coming off of that too. And when you put the arms on, it looks complete, but when it's not, it looks kind of funky. So I took some clay here, and I put it on both. Not completely symmetrical, but well, you're not going to be, looking at them up close like this, except for the review. But I put the knee pads there. The knee pads look pretty good, and they go with the big feet and the big hands. The hands are really big to give you perspective. Trying to find a figure. Take this guy. The Spider-Man Classics Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man Classics figure, and look how big the hands are. The hands are huge. His thumb is almost the size of his whole hand, which is pretty crazy. Put him back on my shelf over there. But yeah, and then the proportions on this guy are kind of weird. I put some more dried paint pieces. I put some here on it to give him the shoulder pads. The thing is, you would think it blocks the articulation here, but the arms, they only move up that high. They don't go up, the full way, and they stay only right there. So he's kind of with his arms spread out. So like, I feel like because it's supposed to be like, bulky armor, it's supposed to be kind of weird. Also added these other dried pieces of paint on here to give it some kind of depth. What I was gonna do, which I was gonna start doing it, but then it seemed really difficult. I was gonna try taking clay or dried paint and putting it all over all of the spots that are normally red on it, like all the silver spots now, and try putting it to make it look like thicker, make it look like the make it look like the armor is sticking out. Because the way it looks like in the cartoon and stuff was the silver parts were like sticking out more, and then the black parts are more they weren't sticking out. Which I decided, that seems really, really hard to do, so I decided not to, because that would have been a lot of work. But I think it came out looking pretty good. It just, some spots, the paint just didn't stay on some spots. There's a spider there. Painted it using the Sharpie paint markers, and it came out pretty good. On the back just didn't take the paint, so it looks really weird and choppy there. So my finger was bleeding there earlier. I don't know why. Yeah, like spots there, like if I rub it enough, the paint probably will come off. Like you can see the little piece of paint right there sticking out. I don't know why. I don't know why this guy didn't take paint. Toybiz didn't want you to paint this figure. There's some blue on this. Actually, some of the blue, like in better lighting, the blue spots kind of make it look like it has shading to it, which I think looks kind of cool. See some more paint chipping off. I don't know why this figure I painted it so many times, and the paint just wouldn't stay on some spots. That's just really dumb to me. But yeah, I think it came out looking really good. Once I got it and I did the review, I was thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna paint it. I was thinking I'm not gonna paint it. I'm just gonna leave it how it is. But then I was thinking, well, I bought it to paint it, so I'm gonna paint it, which I kind of regret it, but at the same time I don't. I think it came out looking pretty good, but at the same time I feel kind of bad that I painted this poor figure when he looked pretty good without it, But yeah, so I already went over the articulation. I'm just going to go over really quick. So he has kind of like a ball jointed head. He can look up kind of good. Can't look down much. Rotates side to side. A good hinge in the neck. Kind of tilts side to side a bit. Rotation here in the waist, which it's really tight there. I actually put a glue dot in there, and you see it kind of spreads up in the torso. I'm just going to twist it back the other way. The arms rotate all the way around. They go up. They don't go up all the way. They go up pretty good. And then even the good thing is, because there's dried paint, they're kind of pliable, so when you move them up, it gets kind of crinkles up to fit up there. Rotation here in the upper arm, single bend in the elbow, rotation here at the start of his glove. The legs kick up. They kick up pretty good. They go back a little bit. He can do the splits. Even with crazy spider armor, he can still do the splits. Hasbro. Single bend in the knee, rotation here at the start of his boots. The foot goes forward pretty good and goes back pretty good as well. A very good bend in the toe. Doesn't go back much, but it goes forward pretty good. Also, in the original review, I showed it too, that his foot here, he has like a chip on the tip of his toe right there. Which, I didn't do that. That was how I bought it. And I was thinking I'd try filing it down or doing something, but there was no way to do it without seeming like I was going to ruin the foot or something. But either way, yeah. So I think this figure came out looking pretty good. I think it would have looked a lot better if the paint didn't come off, because it looks kind of sloppy. Like some spots the paint just didn't come up, and then I just kind of gave up on it. I might go back and try retouching it or something. But for the most part, that's gonna be all for this review. If you like this review, leave a like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description to take you to all my figure reviews. And if you like my figure reviews, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this custom. And, yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next review. Wow.